fired.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Ocean Community Chamber of Commerce's 50 Under 50 celebration. My name is Ben Barber. This is brought to you by Valenti Family of Dealerships and 321 Media. And today I am very excited, I think is the right word. This is a very highly anticipated one because my good friend Patrick Lynch is here today from Wireless Zone at 224 Post Road in Dunn's Corners. How are you, man?
I'm doing good, Ben. You going to keep your composure over there? I know you've been waiting for this.
I'm going to keep my composure.
Here I am, baby. Let's have a chat.
I'm going to keep my composure. I'm going to turn your mic down because before we were chatting, you were fine. And then as soon as we turn the red light on, you go up to 11.
I gotta bring it.
Yeah, absolutely. So first things first, I'm going to do the uncomfortable thing now and read your bio at you.
Oh,
okay.
Boy.
So this is a little bit of
it's
why you were chosen here for the 50 Under 50. Are you ready?
I guess I'll be as ready as I'll ever be.
At just 25 years old, Patrick became a partner at Wireless Zone, Verizon Wireless Zone, 224 Post Road, proving that the American dream is still alive and achievable. 25 years old, really. I have to keep going. Over the years, I have to keep going just because this is the format of the show that I did the first time because I had no idea who the person I was talking to, and so this is the format of the show now.
That's great.
Over the years, he's earned numerous accolades, including Wireless Zone's Top Sales Manager of the Year and winning the Verizon National Elevate Sales Championship in 2023. He proudly led one of the top performing stores in the country, a reflection of relentless hard work, leadership, and a commitment to excellence. Community engagement has always been at the core of his journey. He served on the board of directors for Habitat for Humanity, actively participated in the local Chamber of Commerce, and supported vital organizations like Stand Up for Animals, the Oline Center, and the Johnny Cake Center. Each year, he brings the holiday cheer by volunteering as Santa Claus at the holiday stroll. I didn't hear that. Helping create memorable experiences for the families throughout the community. What he's most proud of isn't just the awards or the titles, it's the journey. As a proud college dropout, you're not the only college dropout in this 50 Under 50, by the way. That's become like a thing here.
A trend.
He's built a successful career and business from the ground up, proving that grit, vision, and determination can outweigh traditional paths. His story stands as proof that with the right mindset and work ethic, anyone can achieve greatness. He remains committed to growing, giving back, and inspiring others to chase their dreams unapologetically. Because success isn't handed to you, you have to go out and take it. Buddy, how's it going, man?
It's going pretty good. My wife did a great job at typing up that bio for me, apparently. A lot of nice things.
That is a lot of nice things. So let's get this started first. 25 years old, you become a partner at Wireless Zone.
Yes.
How did that happen?
So I started out with Wireless Zone as a part-time sales rep. I don't remember. I think I was like 20. I just turned 21. And it's funny. I'll never forget it. I was trying to break into real estate. I was like, I need to go get a job where I can meet a lot of people. And my buddy Scott had told me about the Verizon store was hiring. I put an application in. By some mistake, they hired me. And my first few months weren't good. They were gonna get rid of me. I was a mess, dude. I remember I showed up one day with like a seatbelt belt and crazy stuff, but
seatbelt,
like a seatbelt belt, the ones where they clap.
Yeah.
I was a scrub, and the guys there they took a shot on me when they took over the store and did really good. I became an assistant manager, I think, after like a year and a half there, and then when I was 25, we had just opened the store down here in Westerly and had a meeting, and they said, how do we feel about going down, moving back to Rhode Island, becoming a partner, and turning the ship around in Westerly, and I've been here ever since the summer of 2018.
So you grew up in Rhode Island. I know you went to Hendricken.
Yeah, I grew up in Warwick.
I knew that you grew up. I knew that you went to Hendricken because you will text me anytime Westerly is playing Hendricken, and sort of rub it in.
Of course,
if Hendricken is winning,
when
Hendricken is winning, I will give you that when Hendricken is winning. But. So you grew up in Warwick. Did you come down to this side of the state a lot?
So that's always the story I always tell people when they're in the store. I spent my whole life in Rhode Island. I never came to Westerly until I got the store down here. I never even heard of it. I had no idea where it was. growing up in Warwick, I just went to Narragansett. That's where I went to for the beach.
Sure. So you were misguided.
You could say that. This is a lot nicer than Narragansett. I've learned
So
from my
so
friends.
2018 was your first experience here?
That was my first experience here. I came down with my girlfriend at the time, and I was like, this is such a nice town. There's an Applebee's, there's a Wendy's, there's a Friendly's. Rip. But went down here, and
there was still a Friendly's in 2018?
There was still a Friendly's.
Wow.
Or at least the sign was still on it.
Okay.
But yeah, we came down, and I loved the area. I loved where it was. I found a great deal on a place and got a place down in Musquamacut, and I've been doing it since. And to be honest with you, I really don't want to leave the area. I love it down here. It's nice.
Well, you are a bit of a Jimmy Buffett head.
That's
a parrot head, I should say. You are a bit of a parrot head. So in the summer, you got everything you need here.
Everything I need.
So that's got to be nice.
It's fantastic.
And then of course in the winter when you are able to take a break from the store, I know you get the heck out of here and go try to waste away in Margaritaville somewhere.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
It is 5 o'clock somewhere. I mention this because it feels like every time I walk into the store, either Jimmy Buffett or Toby Keith is playing.
Well, you aren't wrong. And I'm also really proud. So my uncle got me hooked on the Jimmy Buffett when I worked at his boatyard. And now my team also has the Jimmy Buffett virus. And now they put the Jimmy Buffett on, even if I'm not there.
Yeah.
So that's really spreading the influence. And I'm really proud of that.
Listen, man,
vibes.
I get that. I became a Jimmy Buffett fan going down to North Carolina and visiting my uncle and going out on his pontoon boat.
It's always the uncles. The
uncles
ones who get you on Jimmy Buffett.
Absolutely. And I was like, this is amazing.
Yeah.
So what was my next question? Anyway, so what did you do like as a kid growing up? Did you always want to be an entrepreneur? Did you always want to be in sales? Like, did you play sports? What
So
who was young Patrick?
Young Patrick was a child, and I'm still a child.
Oh,
young Patrick, when I was a kid, I wanted to actually go and be a paleontologist.
Really?
I wanted to go be a paleontologist or a zoologist. I grew up watching a lot of Steve Irwin and Jeff Gorwin. Obviously Jurassic Park. I always had a fascination with animals, and I thought that'd be the coolest job. Unfortunately, as you get older, you realize there's no money in that.
Yeah.
So around like 16, 17, I was like, I think I'd really like to maybe get into radio and really doing what you're doing. I did some radio at Hendricken when I was there. And then my major in college was communications. And I did that for a little while. I did some podcasting, and I don't know. Like I said, I fell into what I do now.
Yeah.
I always had the drive where I was going to go figure out whatever it was I was going to do. I was going to give it 100% of my effort. And when I was trying to figure out what I was doing with college, I went and got my real estate license, like I said. And then I was like, I just need to meet people. If I can meet people, I can talk, I can network, I can become friends. I can go from the trailer park to the boardroom. Like, that's what I'm good at. And it just happened. And now I'm an entrepreneur. But I always had that mindset of, I'm not going to just sit around and wait for something good to happen to me. I'm going to go figure it out and make it happen.
Yeah, you are a fantastic salesman, and I've seen that in person. It's interesting because most of our interactions are me being the salesman, but it's very fascinating. You and I were having lunch at Fresh Cup once, and a bunch of guys just came in and sat down next to us, and they all had laptops and briefcases and stuff, and you were just like, hold on a second. And you just casually
salesmen or lawyers, I think was the line I said.
It was. And you chatted all of them up. You answered like 17 of their questions because everybody had a very specific cell phone related question. And I think you made like 4 sales that day, just casually at a table. It was so impressive. And I remember texting Patrick, my business partner, and going like, man, Patrick Lynch is a beast. He is a different animal altogether. It was crazy. And it wasn't salesy.
No.
It was friendly. And it was just being a friend and being like a genuine nice person to these people. And of course, like, they needed stuff because everybody needs their phone fixed. Everybody needs a situation with their phone. Everybody needs a phone in 2025. So
yeah, I think it's even further than that, though. I mean, even to this day, I don't think of myself as a great salesman. I think of myself as just a really good communicator. growing up, I had friends, but I didn't really have a lot of friends. And I learned when I was working with my uncle and watching my dad that if you can just figure out how to talk to people, you can get anything you need done. And that's really where it comes from, is I just like talking to people. I like hearing their story. I like hearing what they're set out to do. And to this day, I mean, my entire sales staff right now is really kind of that same mindset. They're not super hyper techie people. You probably know more about megapixels and the way focuses and apertures work on stuff than I do.
Sure.
But I'm good at just talking to people and forming connections. And like you said, you're like, tell me about Jimmy Buffett. Let me tell you stories about the keys. And once you can just find windows of contact with people, you can make friends everywhere.
Yeah, that's all it is. And nobody else could see me, but I shook my head no when you said you probably know more about megapixels and stuff. I really don't. I have a handful of people that are great at the tech side of everything, and I'm
not one of them.
I'm good at the overall overarching
You're
vision
a tinkerer.
of it.
You're like me. You can figure it out.
Yeah,
But don't ask me how it works.
I'm the creative director. I'm not the cinematographer. Which, by the way, shout out, we just got a beautiful cinematographer that just absolutely has been nailing videos for us. Awesome. So very excited about working with him. Anyway, not about us, about you.
Weird.
What?
All about me.
You feel a little uncomfortable today, don't you?
I thrive in this, bro. Keep giving me compliments.
You've always been a hard worker. Recently, something that has been in the last year or so, something that's been inspiring. You post near daily motivational content, especially about your morning runs. Yeah. I think I saw this morning. I think I saw this morning you running in Squamicut with a 25-pound vest on you.
Yep.
So
that was my morning workout.
Yeah. So and by the way, you look great.
Thank you.
It's funny because I didn't think you looked bad a year ago, but you continuously are it's better and better. So
thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
So so your questions about the videos,
about the workout and the tenacity and the motivating others as well through your own.
So I think one of the things is that the people that I work with or that have mentored me are people that I'm inspired by. Their grit, their work ethic, the way they communicate. And to me, I don't want to be a leader or a manager or an entrepreneur or even a friend if I can't have that same impact to other people. So when I started those runs, I wasn't in the best place with my health. I had a couple of scares over that summer. I was like, I need to get better. And one of my buddies, Phil, he was former Army Ranger, and he came down and he lived with me for a little bit. And he would wake my ass up at 5 a.m. and had me out. And that was really like the starting piece. And I noticed that the more I was doing it, I was just better overall. I felt better. I was a better communicator. I was better at my job. And I just started doing it. And one day I just pulled my phone out and started yelling at my phone as a way to motivate myself. Come to find out, David Goggins, who's a name I had not heard prior to doing that, does the same thing. So he stole my shit. But that's besides the point. But every day it just
13 minutes and 34. I just needed to know where to mute for a second.
Every day it just started. So I just kept doing that. And people started commenting on it. Tons of people would see it. And it got to the point where I'd be in the store doing my thing and people would come in and be like, dude, I love your video. I'm like, you didn't like it, but I'm glad you're liking it. So just knowing that people were seeing it, it was motivating me, motivating them. I was like, it's a win-win. And it's great. I'm loving the results of it. And it's just been fun. Honestly, I just have fun. Like people will be out and I'll be like, we're out here getting it done, baby. Look at us. And they're like, yeah, this guy's psychotic. And then they're probably on like Facebook and they see it because I tag Miss Squam. You're like, I know that guy. That's my phone guy. But it's fun, man. And I like showing people that it can be done. And for me, there's so many things that get rich quick or get fit quick fads. And I've been doing it for a year. I feel great. There's no Ozempic. It's grit, hard work, determination. It's the same things that have made me successful in my professional life.
Yeah.
So it's a good feeling. It really is.
That's awesome. You have, this is not in your bio, but I know it personally. You have a borderline strange obsession with the 80s.
Is it strange?
I mean, you're younger than I am, I believe.
Yes, I am.
Hey, rude.
Yes.
It doesn't tell me your age, but
32.
You're 32.
32.
All right, go to hell. So you're 5 years younger than me. You. What is the fascination with the 80s? You have Walkman, you have a Corvette, you listen to the Top Gun soundtrack all the time, you have aviators, you like.
Well, Wayfarers to that.
Or okay. But like, you are walking, talking 1980s. Whenever I make ads for you for the store, I have to like find something that sounds similar to Danger Zone.
Yeah.
Like, where does this come from?
So where it comes from is really my mom. My mom used to listen to 80s music all the time when we would drive to school together and whatnot. And just all the movies. I grew up watching Indiana Jones and Back to the Future, Star Wars, stuff like that. And I just really enjoyed all of that. I love Tom Cruise. I remember watching Risky Business, thinking it was like one of the coolest movies. And Top Gun, obviously, is my favorite. And I've just always liked that era. I didn't really, growing up in the 2000s, I didn't really like the music or even some of the movies that came out in that time period. So I kind of stuck to the 1980s music and 1990s film. And I don't know. I think the more I got involved with the everyday tech of today and seeing how people just live on their phones, I kind of wanted to step back in time. I like picking up a cassette, putting it into my Walkman, and it being 60 minutes of just music, no interruptions, just having a physical connection with stuff. Obviously, the Corvette's awesome. I think cars in the 80s were awesome. Pop-up headlights and the all-digital dash, peak aesthetic. But that whole era, it's feel good, it's loud, it's eccentric, it's like me. And I'm not getting that from the 90s or the 2020s, that's for sure.
For sure. You you do a lot of stuff for charity. You
Yes.
do a lot of stuff for nonprofits. I think we listed off some of them: the Johnny Cake Center, the Olean Center. Obviously, you do a lot of work with the Chamber, Habitat for Humanity, Stand Up for Animals. I feel like all the time I'm seeing you, at the very least, with a check that you're dropping off to somewhere.
Can I do a shameless plug real quick for Wireless Zone?
Yeah,
so this month in May, we are doing a pet supply drive and fundraising for Stand Up for Animals. This is our Rescues Rock Month. So if you guys would like to make some donations, either monetary or supply based, bring it down to the Wireless Zone at 224 Post Road
in Dunn's Corners.
And it'll go right towards that. We are in need of they're in need of cat food, so that is one of the big supplies. But okay, sorry, back to you.
No, I think that's
shameless
lovely.
Quick plug.
But it was a plug really for Stand Up for Animals. Yes. So what has sort of is that like something that was driven by stuff that Wireless Zone does anyway, and then you took it to the next level? Like, because I know that everybody, like, not everybody, but I know that like Wireless Zone has the backpack initiative.
Yeah.
But then you take it to like
the next level.
You turn it up to like 15, and it's crazy. And there's like a bouncy castle and DeLoreans and Spider-Man is there, and like there's food it's a whole block party for you when you're giving out these backpacks. Like, why so much energy given back to your community?
So specifically with that event started as a Wireless Zone initiative, and once we started doing it, we said, this is a great opportunity to give back. If you're in business, you're not existing without your community. Good, bad, or indifferent, everyone is in business to make money. And without customers, without clientele, you're not going to make any money. So what a great way we thought to be able to give back to our community, to people who, it doesn't matter. We give any kid a backpack. It doesn't matter the background. We fill it with some school supplies. And it's just a day of giving back to our community because we're thankful for everybody. And we've been blessed to be able to be in that position to create something that I'd like to think now is becoming almost like a little westerly summer tradition. And it costs us financially, but it doesn't cost us at the same time. So many of those things that I've taken it to the next level are because of connections that I've made with people and passion and fun. And overall, it's just being able to see the smile on kids' faces when they're getting a picture in the Jeeps from Jurassic Park. It warms my heart, man, because I'm a kid of myself, and I think that's awesome. And parents coming down, and you know what? They get 20 minutes maybe where they get to see their kids happy, and it didn't cost them anything. That's why we do it. It's fun. It's engaging. It feels good. It gives you that warm, tingly feeling, and we're just blessed to be in the position to do it. That's why I go all out. I like the warm, fuzzy feelings, and I'm thankful for being able to be in a position where I can give back like that.
How did you playing Santa come to be?
I don't remember it, to be honest. I think Maria just needed a Santa for something one day, and she's like, "Will you be Santa?" And I was like, "Sure." One of my favorite movies is Tim Allen's The Santa Claus. I really relate to Tim Allen always. I was like, so I based my entire Santa thing off Tim Allen when he first becomes Santa, and I did it the first time, and I was like, "Oh God, I'm gonna have kids all over me. It's like it's gonna be a little weird." And I don't know. I just started doing it. I found the ho ho ho, and
Can you give me a ho ho ho?
I'm not in the suit, bro. Like it doesn't work right now. But it started out downtown with the Wesley Stroll. I'd go all the businesses and wave. And when you are in the uniform of Santa Claus, there's a full brotherhood of Santas, by the way.
For sure.
Like they literally showed up one day and were like, "Here's my card. You can join us anytime." I was like, this is like legit, like it's an actual thing. It's crazy. But when you're in that, man, it's that same. I'm dead serious. It is a full international like brotherhood of Santa Clauses. It's wild. But when you're in that uniform, in the uniform of Kris Kringle, you're able to spread joy. And once again, it's just good to give back. And going around, you know, I like people. People come up like, "Let's take a picture with Santa," and you're just, I don't know, man. It's awesome. It's awesome. I love doing it. I'm not giving you too much to work on, other than that. It's just great to give back.
No, dude, you're not.
That's
not
really
giving me
what
stuff
it
to
is.
work on. You have an incredible amount of energy at all times.
Well,
like it's
great to channel it.
Now, did you have this much energy before you started working out every day?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah,
I've never been short on enthusiasm.
I know. And I don't even want to know what's in the cup from Fuel Good.
I had Matt at Fuel Good try to make me a white monster because he commented on my other one, "Stop drinking the poison." I was just trying to listen to my white monster, drink my white monster, and listen to some Creed while I was lifting weights. Matt gave me a hard time, so I said, "Good, make me a white monster." I mean, he did, and it's pretty good.
All right. Corey, by the way.
Yes,
another recipient, another honoree.
Happy to see that.
So what did being a 50 under 50 honoree mean to you?
So I'm gonna be honest. I was kind of like, "Oh wait, really?" Well, tell me more about it. And when I saw the company I was in, I was like, "That's some good company." And I think ultimately, it's good to. It sounds so weird to like talk about it because I don't want to sound conceited, but
this is your thing right now. You talk about it.
It feels really good to be recognized by my peers and fellow community members that I am on some level at the same level as people that have been in business for 20, 30 years, people that I see, in my opinion, give back far more of their time or financially than I do. It's humbling, honestly. That's really what it is. It's humbling. And I post when I shared the post with it, I wouldn't have been able to do it without the people in my life. So even though I'm the honoree of it, I really feel like I'm representing my team and the people that have made me who I am today. And to me, it's kind of like, you guys, I told you we'd do greatness together. So like that's kind of how it feels.
That's awesome.
It's very humbling.
I know how much you love your team. I love going in there and seeing you guys interact with each other. What did it mean to you to win the Elevate sales competition in 2023?
Man, I wasn't crazy. That was I was having a rough year that year, and I needed something. So for that one specifically, that was definitely for something I wanted to prove to myself because, you know, in sales, anyone that's worked in sales knows you're only as good as what you did for me what have you done for me lately? And with that one, I knew that my sales process is unorthodox. It's not your Verizon mandated sales structure. It's not the sales scripts that you get from YouTube and sales trainers and everything. It's all about connecting with people. And I said, this is a damn good way of doing sales, and I'm going to prove it. And when I went and did it, and they stood up and like, we got to come do a training video with you guys. I was like, you can try. There's only one me though. But being able to just show that, like, hey, I'm really good at this, but I'm good at it because I've spent years learning how to talk to people and how to communicate and how to connect and find ways. I mean, I'm convinced that the line that won me that was when I was giving this example of like, man, I'm super happy to help your mom. You said she was a baker. Do you think if I help her out, though, she'll bring me some cookies because I'm fat? And like, I just remember they were like, the guy nearly died laughing. I was like, but it's true. You walk into my sales floor, dude, there's some unhinged stuff being said. Like, it's wild. We live in Westerly. When Italians come in and they're busting my stones, I'm like, so listen, man, I'll take cash, but if you got some soupy, I'll take that too.
I hear you. I had a knock on my door at like 10:30 the other night.
Yeah.
And we were watching a movie and I paused it and I came back to the living room and Jackie was like, what was that? And I was like, we got more soupy.
It's insane, dude.
Yeah.
I never had it before I came to Westerly.
Yeah,
love it,
of course. Of course you hadn't, because you had never lived before 2018.
No, apparently. So no, me winning that Elevate Championship, that really gave me a shot in the arm that I needed at the time. It was really good to be like able to go out and say, I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Needed that win. It was a good win.
What are some of your favorite things to do when you're not working?
Well, you mentioned some of them. Driving my Corvette, listening to Danger Zone, pretending I'm Tom Cruise, aka Maverick. When I'm not doing that, though, spending time with my fiance, soon to be wife, in less than. Shit, my mom's gonna see this.
No, but it's not going to air for a while.
Okay, cool.
It's not going to air for
sorry,
a while.
guys, it was a secret for a while. In less than 4 days. So there's that. We go out. We go. We do a lot of different things. Rachel and I will spend a lot of time watching some trash TV, but we go on adventures, hikes, just spend time together. I'm a big hiker, big camper, love doing that kind of stuff. Spend a lot of time playing paintball, airsoft. I do clay shooting on targets. A little bit of fishing, not too much fishing though. I'd like to get back out there. But when I'm not doing any of that, I'm honestly studying. I'm watching YouTube videos. I'm finding ways to improve. And just trying to be the best version of myself, honestly. That's what I find fun. If you're not trying to grow, what are you doing?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's kind of weird. Am I a boring adult? I will say one thing, though.
No, you're not a boring adult.
I went into
a crazy human being.
I will say, though, one of my favorite things was Reignited yesterday. I went out to see Revenge of the Sith, Star Wars, back in movie theaters. Great movie.
Yeah.
Went and saw it. Felt like a 10-year-old while I was sitting there.
Yeah.
We started talking at work. We bought some of like the top end, like $200 lightsabers.
Okay.
They arrived yesterday. Proceeded to beat each other with these lightsabers, having a full-blown lightsaber fight in the yard like I was a child. It was fantastic. Highly recommend.
Like I said, I'm 5 years older than you.
Yep.
When that movie came out, I was never a big Star Wars fan.
Same.
When that movie came out in 2005, I was a senior in high school, and my best friend and I bought lightsabers and a Darth Vader voice-changing helmet, and we walked over to Crandall Field in Ashaway and had like a battle.
Yeah, dude.
In the when it became night and there was no sun out, we turned on the lightsabers and we were doing. My girlfriend was like, "You're basically an adult. What are you doing?" And I was like, "Shut up,
Mom. It's awesome." So I'll tell you a quick story.
And then she broke up with me. No, I'm kidding.
She's lame. Good.
She eventually did. She was right. Anyway,
I'll tell you a quick story. So during COVID 2020, me and my buddy Mike, I had the Mustang at the time. Great Mustang. For anyone who knows me, you're like, I hated that Mustang. I'm so glad it's gone. Me and my buddy Mike were out here. It's COVID. We have the Darth Maul dual blade lightsaber, and I have like the Obi-Wan one. And we're out in the park, and I had the JBL boombox with me that you can buy at Wireless Zone. And I blared Duel of the Fates at like 10 o'clock at night in Wilcox Park over here with the lightsabers. The next day in Westerly Concerned Citizens, anybody that's in this town's like, my God, not that group. That video was on. It had like 300 likes, and you just hear Jewel the face, dun dun, and it's just two morons beating each other in the middle of the park. It was COVID. What else were we gonna do? That's how I was getting my workout. You're having the most fun in this interview. I told you, we're going to have a good time.
First of all, I think that this sets the record for most peaking that we've ever done in an interview.
Everyone's Apple Watches usually say caution loud environment when they're around me, so there's that.
I think that you should, in Dixon Square, right outside the window, one night, you and the Wireless Zone team should do a lightsaber fight, and we'll film it from the window.
Totally make that happen.
But then we'll also take Jay Bradford next door. XE Media Design has the security camera, like that's always on out here. The live feed that's always on. So I'll screen record that for that time period too. So we'll have this footage, and then we'll have like security camera footage of it. That'll be awesome.
That's what I do for fun. This is what I do for fun. Mayhem.
Yeah. I love it. No, it keeps you young at heart, though. Well, you know what I mean?
You have to have fun.
So, and by the way, this isn't going to air until May 30th. So you're good.
Perfect.
You're good. Congratulations. You're a husband.
I am.
You're a husband.
Hello, future me. How's it like being married? How was the Dominican?
That was the first month. So anything you want to plug?
Right now, I mean,
you already plugged the Stand Up for Animals.
Yeah, the Stand Up for Animals is the big thing. Honestly, if anyone out there that does see this would like to maybe partner with us for the backpack giveaway event, that is going to be at the end of July. Now is the time where I begin planning that. So if anybody, I don't know, does anything cool, axe throwing, music, bands, I don't know, maybe we'll go all out. Shoot me a message. If anyone, though, is currently on Verizon, you think you're paying a little too much, reach out to me. We got a whole bunch of new plans. We're saving all of our existing customers money, free phones, 3-year price guarantees, bunch of stuff for existing. And if you're on T-Mobile or AT&T, I get it. It can't all be perfect. Shoot me a message. Let me take a look. I'm probably 98% sure I can beat the current pricing and give you stuff for free. So there's that.
All right. It's true. I've seen him do it many, many times. Now, I would love to, we're out of time, but I would love to get you into a an iPhone versus Android debate, but that's another time for another day.
To do that.
Yeah. So thank you so much, man.
You're welcome.
Very well deserved 50 under 50 recognition. And I don't think you can get it twice. So you got to wait 18 years before you can get recognized again, man. No, I have no idea if that's true. I have literally no. I don't think that's true. Brian Keelty was on 40 under 40. Like, I think you're fine.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, just keep doing good work.
I'll try.
Just keep doing good work. Keep giving you back to the community. Thank you so much, Patrick Lynch. I want to say thank you to Yes, I do want to say thank you to Wireless Zone 224 Post Road in Dunn's Corners. But also in Dunn's Corners, huge thank you to Valenti Family of Dealerships for being the sponsor for this program, and a huge thank you to 321 Media, which always feels weird because that's myself. Yeah.
Weird.
And obviously huge thank you to the Ocean Community Chamber of Commerce. This has been 50 under 50. We'll see you next time. Bye for now.